So, this is just gonna be my first vid of, I guess, the channel Exeenis. I just want to say hello, of course, as I'm gonna be making this my first vids about this game. That was just very recently released. It's called Creatures of Exeenis. I'm gonna be calling it COE from now on, though. And we're just gonna go ahead and just click play. Now, we have all these creatures that I'm going to be showcasing right now. I'm going to be showcasing, I guess, their animations and even some of the roars. And I've also nicknamed most of these since obviously just saying their names is just a headache. So, like, I call this one like chicken, rat, or whale. But creatures like these, like Cenarius and Prisma, that have simple names themselves. I don't change it at all. I just call them their real name, since I don't think you can just get simpler than that. And yeah, we're just gonna be starting. So our first one is just gonna be chicken. Okay, so this is I guess the chicken, and also the stats are pretty self-explanatory. So I'm not gonna be like mentioning like how much HP they have or the hunger unless I really need to, since you can just see it in the vid. And yeah, we're gonna be moving on to the animation. So here's the resting animation. I think it's just pretty what you would expect. Yeah, it just sits around. And then here's the walking animation, and here's the running animation, mainly just using its legs and just gets faster over, when you sprint. And then here we have the AoE. Now, all the AoEs are gonna have circles around them. Just gonna say that, and it is kind of funny how it spins around and it uses its tail instead of its teeth, even though it is an omnivore. So I think that's pretty cool, and it can be funny. And then here's the normal attack. It just extends its neck and then bites with its beak, and pretty much what you would expect. Alright, and then next we have, I guess, the roars now. So then here's roar number 1. Now, it kind of sounds like that it's calling for help, since I guess these are just pretty helpless creatures. There are many more players that are just stronger, and also the water can just be frozen. And here's roar number 2. Now, this also sounds like that, well, it is also calling for help, and no wonder why they are one of the fastest creatures. That way they can just run away from their prey. I guess call it for help, I guess. Since they are just pretty helpless, and they're also pretty weak as well. And I'm just going to be running away from this crab bot, since I guess that's what I'm supposed to do. But we're just going to be moving on to the next one, which is called the frog. Alright. And then next up we have the frog, and the night vision green, obviously it was just updated, I guess, yesterday, as normally it was just to make it brighter, or like whitish light blue. But it's better now that it's just green, since it's actually paid attention to. But enough with that, we're moving on to the next animations. So this is the resting animation. Now, it looks pretty good, but for some reason it floats in the air. And so, yeah. And then it's also semi-aquatic. So then here's the swim down animation. It just angles down. Same thing with swim up, just angles up. And then here's and then surprisingly it's only a herbivore, but yeah, can't just do anything about that. And here's the AoE. So I guess it's a little weird, since they are herbivores. They're not supposed to use their teeth to, I guess, attack, I guess, but they like extend their neck and just shake their head. And then here's the attack. So it is the same thing again, just of course without the circle. And then I'm pretty sure the 2 roars. I think it does have the 2 roars. And then so here's roar number 1. So it's like a guar, but like it's very deep. So so when I heard this, first of all, was not expecting, like I was not expecting for it to be that deep, since it doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like a creature that have like a deep roar. But then here's roar 2. So it's almost so like a guar, but obviously it's more complex. But it's still pretty deep, and it's still much deeper than what you normally think. But I think that's it for the frog. It's still one of the faster creatures, and yeah, we're just moving on to another one that I call the rat. This next one I call the rat, and you can just tell by looking at the stats, but it's very broken. It's the most broken creature in the game. As you can see, the health is broken, the hunger is broken. If I sprint, I don't lose any stamina. I have oxygen, which is not supposed to be a thing, because I'm only an aquatic creature, and it says that I'm thirsty, even though I don't even have a thirst bar. And also my sapphire is also question mark, and I'm still an adult, even though I'm at growth 100 out of 100. But enough with the complaints. We're just going to be moving on to the animations. So here's the swim down animation. It's actually paid attention to, like it angles down, and it also moves its fins and tail. But sadly, the swim up is just the same. But hopefully it'll get redo or remodeled or reanimated, however you want to call it. But then here's the resting animation. I'd say it's one of the better animations in the game. It's pretty cute. And then next up we have the AoE, and that circle it's way bigger. It's like bigger than the whole body, so that's pretty big. And I like how it uses its I guess claws to like attack instead of just using its teeth. And then here's the normal attack. So it is the same thing, just obviously without the circle. And yeah, I just like just how it uses its fins and its claws instead of just using the teeth, which would be predictable. And I'm pretty sure it does have its 2 roars. So here is roar number 1. Is actually that's creepy. This creature does not look like the type that'd be creepy, or monstrous or huge, because that sounds like some deep sea kraken there. No, that roar needs to be replaced immediately. When I first heard this, I heard it at 3 a.m. and it scared me so much. But I guess I almost, passed out a little. But I guess here's the next one. Here is roar 2. It still sounds like, it's obviously shorter, but it still sounds like something that you would hear from some kraken that's ready to, I guess, eat you or something. But yeah, and I think there was a point where the rat was immortal and I could just live forever. But obviously I think that's fixed now. But hopefully they'll, I guess, redo this and make it better. But we're going to be moving on to the next one, which I call the whale. And so this next one is called the whale, and oh my god, some crab bot just spawned under me. But yeah, this is the whale. It's stronger than obviously a starter. It's one of the creatures that you would normally buy after grinding with starters. And yeah, so let's start showing the animation. So here's swim up, and then here's swim down. Oh, I got the weird glitch for swim up. Here's swim down. Sadly, it just stays the same. It just goes up and down. And actually, you can actually become a land shark. I don't think I can be a land shark right now. I would have to get grabbed by, I guess, a Spino, or just grabbed by a creature that can grab me and just take me to the land. And you could possibly survive when it's raining, unless they have fixed that, but I'm pretty sure that they haven't just yet. And here's the resting animation. It looks more like a dolphin now than a whale, but I think it still looks pretty creative. It looks pretty cool. And then here's the AoE. So it's a little bit disappointing, but there isn't really much that you can do. But all it does is just flap its fins around, and I think the circle's actually pretty small. I don't know, but here's the normal attack. So then also it just extends its neck and just bites its teeth into its prey. And actually, I think like in the first couple days of this game's release, the attack hitbox would be broken and it would be able to attack other players. Oh shoot, it's night. Okay, I'm sorry if it looks like that I'm like losing terribly right now. It's because of my bad PvP skills. I'm very bad at this. Alright, and I think that took care of the bot. Oh no, there's another bot! Okay. Chill. I'm just gonna eat this, and I think that is it for the whale. I'm pretty sure that the roars aren't here yet, but it does have the roaring animation. So here's roar number 1. So I'm gonna predict that it's gonna be some epic roar, but I just can't wait to see. And then here's the second roar. So this one looks like that's gonna be like a shorter roar. Hopefully it's still just as epic as the other roar, but enough talking about this whale. We're gonna be moving on. So this next one, I call it the Spino, since obviously it looks like one. It's also a semi-aquatic since it just can swim down, and also use the swim down animation. It mostly just angles down, angles up like it would normally would. And then here's the resting animation. I don't think you can rest underwater. My bad. But I'm gonna eat some fish actually. And a fun fact about this dinosaur, it can pick up elder cues, right? Yeah, it can pick up elder cues, I guess elder whales, dinosaurs that you wouldn't, I guess, expect for it to hold. And then, yeah. And then here's the walking animation, the sprint animation, and then there's the rest animation. It actually looks pretty cool, good actually. It's nice and smooth, and it just rests down like it just normally would. And then here, I think here's AoE. Okay, so that circle is pretty big since this dino is pretty big, and I like how it also just uses its claws to attack. Though obviously, you don't really focus on the claws since they, I guess, barely move since they are pretty small to notice. But here is the normal attack, and then obviously it just extends its neck and it just bite down, so that way it can just hunt its prey. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any roars yet, but let's just go see. So I'm gonna predict that I guess there's a roaring animation, and it's gonna be a pretty long one. Wait a minute, you know that like first roar from like the rat? Maybe that would be perfect for this one, since it looks more monstrous. And then here's roar number 2. So this one also seems like some medium length one. I can't wait for the epic roar that they might get, that it's gonna have, and I can't wait for all the people just spamming the roars. But enough with that. We're gonna be moving on to the next one that I call the Shin. All right, this next one I call is the Shin. I could just call it Shinkai or whatever, but I'll just call it the Shin. It is currently and has always been the strongest creature of, I guess, this game entirely. As it has the most HP, it has like the most damage, the most defense, but obviously it lacks in speed. It's not able to just catch its prey. It does have very long range though, as in you can see just the walking animation itself, it looks pretty slow. Even the sprinting animation, even though it does go a little bit faster, it is a pretty slow creature. But then here's the resting animation, and I actually like this animation very much. I think it's pretty similar to, I think, the Axoodle animation and I guess Pomodoro Lands. just to note that this game does have some old PL scripts, but I'm pretty sure it's going to get a remodel on the map very soon. And this creature is also a semi-aquatic. So let's actually go down in here and let's swim down. Sadly, it only just go angles up, angles down. Oh, and I actually said the opposite. It's swim down, then swim up. So then here's the sprinting speed. I don't really see any difference in the animation. Otherwise, it's just going faster. But now let's get up. And also, the Elder Shin can also pick up Elder Qs. And I'm not entirely sure about whales, since I have not tried it yet, but perhaps I'll try and later. And now here's the AoE attack. So the circle is a little bit smaller than, I guess, the whole body itself, just to, not to make the range look entirely huge. But I like how it wiggles its tail and extends its neck and bites, than just extending and have it bite. Otherwise, that would be the point of the tail. And then here's the normal attack. And then obviously it's going to extend its neck and bite. But even though this is one of the best creatures, I guess, in power, I wouldn't really recommend just using this as like a creature you would want to just fight other people, since you can easily just get teamed up and just easily killed. And yeah, and then I'm pretty sure it does not have any roaring sounds just yet, but I'm pretty sure it does have roaring animations. So here is roar number 1. So obviously it doesn't have a roaring sound yet, but I'm actually interested in how this one is going to sound like. I actually have no idea what it should sound like, but I'm just going to have to wait. And yeah, we're just going to be moving on to the next one, which I call the Q. Now, this next one, I call it the Q. It's also my main creature, as it does give the best amber gain in the game. It's also going, I guess, off sale from a month from the day this is recording, which is, for me, it's Friday. And I recommend you guys just trying to get the creature itself if you are playing the game, or you should just try the game itself, even though it is early in development. So don't expect too much, otherwise just quitting because it's just a copy. No. Just give it some time to, improve. And yeah. And then so enough about that talk, but here's the resting animation. It looks pretty good. It's pretty smooth, and yeah, I very enjoy it. And then here's the AoE animation. Now that's a pretty big circle there. And I don't think it moves at all, so that's kind of a bummer, but it's alright. And then here's the attack, and instead of just standing still like the AoE, it extends its neck and bites as usual, as nearly every other creature. Well, it can be a little bit hard to just get unique, but yeah. And also it does have 50 oxygen. I'm pretty sure just to survive being, just potentially being drowned by Spinos, Shins, but they're most likely just just spam attack on you than just letting you just drown. And I'm pretty sure it does not have any roaring animations or roaring sounds. Yeah, I just tried. And there's actually some history from, I guess, from the Shin. It used to have the most amber gain. As when it was an adult or elder, it'd give 27. So that's a lot. But obviously now the Q gives the most, even though just to, just balance the game itself, they would just make it lower just to balance the game a little. And this is actually a tester creature, so it wasn't actually supposed to be meant to be, be achieved to get, but I guess people are now getting it now. And yeah, we're moving on to the two newest creatures that came out after all of these creatures. And we're going to be first starting off with the Cineris. Alright, and this next one, I call it the Cineris. I don't really call it Sun, since its name itself is pretty simple. and it's also glitchy itself. It can move way faster than it normally should. It's still pretty fast itself. Like, here's the walking animation and then running animation. It's one of the fastest creatures, I guess, in the game, or probably is the fastest creature in the game. And I actually usually get killed by Exeenis whenever I'm AFK grinding as a Q in public. Since I guess they do have like similar HP, and they can easily just run away, and I'll show you how. So obviously, I'm in shift lock right now, and then if I just move on the side, and I'm not even sprinting, and I'm already moving like at light speed. And then you can also do the same in water, I'm for sure. Yeah, you can even do the same in water, so that's even more OP. It's basically a semi, even though, of course, you can't just go underwater, and we'll just pretend that never happened. Oh. No. We're just getting flung. Let's just get out of there. But here's the animation. So here's the resting. I think it looks pretty cute, especially with the tail on the side. And then here's the AoE. So that's actually pretty good animation right there. It actually like goes up, and then obviously since it's a herbivore, it'll start to use its claws, and then it looks like some. It stands up very tall. Like, as you can see here, it stands up very tall, and I think that looks pretty cool. And then here's the normal attack. Now this time it only just bites, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't even have any teeth. Well, it has like kind of teeth that's like in its jaw, or in its skull, I guess. But yeah, and I think that is going to be it for this Exeenis, and we're going to be moving on to the next one, which I call Prisma. So, this is the newest creature of the game. For me, it came out tomorrow. It came out yesterday, and it's pretty similar to the Exeenis. Obviously, not nearly as fast or as glitchy as the Exeenis, but it can be glitchy at sometimes. As you can see, I can travel much faster in the water. Yeah, I can show you. Let me just travel in a straight line. And there we go. Now I'm traveling much faster than I normally should. There we go. And I'm pretty sure. Let me just get up. And also, I also have the ability to jump. And actually, when it was released, I was able to jump very high, but for some reason, I can only jump very low now. I'm not sure if it's a bug or if it's not even supposed to be there. But anyways, we're going to be moving on to the animations now. So here's the resting animation. Now, it's pretty similar to the Exeenis animation with the tail on the side, resting down like it's cuddled up. But the difference is that its head, it moves to, I guess, the left, which I think is pretty creative. And then here's the attack animation. And all it does is just extend its neck and bites its prey. And it is also a herbivore. So it is also one of the lower tier dinosaurs. The more lower tiers are going to be soon, I guess, made. And then the next one is AoE. Now the circle is actually pretty small, not going to lie. But it does pretty much the same thing as the Exeenis did. It obviously doesn't go as high as the Exeenis, but it uses its claws to, just claw its enemy. And I think that's still a pretty creative thing. And now, I'm pretty sure it sadly has no roars, but I'm pretty sure that that's going to be it for Prisma, and we're just going to, and I'm pretty sure I just showed the walking and sprint animations, and yeah, that's going to be it for Prisma. And now that it's going to be it for showcasing the animations for today. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And before I end the video here, I just want to say just a funny fact that happened with my queue. That at one time in a public server, there was a mod, I guess, I'm just going to be calling them Pigeon from now on. And it's actually a whole, well, I'll have to explain the whole situation later, because there's actually a flood right now. And I'm actually standing on, oh, I did not know this, but this is also a greater opportunity for aquatic creatures to, I guess, hunt down land creatures. And yeah, this is just another disaster that can happen in the game. So I really hope that you enjoy this video. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time on the channel Exeenis Sins. And goodbye.